Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is kathleenmulreadyy, if you didn't know that. Yeah, I look like crap right now. I'm just putting that out there. We're addressing it. You know, I went to the gym this morning, I haven't taken a shower yet, and I really wanted to sit down and film this while I'm doing my work. So I just wanted to talk about college workload and stuff like that, and the differences between that and high school work. Yes, this doesn't match at all, I know. It's fine, we're not gonna deal with that. But yeah, I just want to talk about like the differences in high school and college work and how much work I have this semester in comparison to last semester. So yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so I just want to start by saying last semester I thought I was going to be like a social worker, and I was like a sociology and social policy major. Like that was what I think, it's like a sociology major with a minor in social policy, and that was what I wanted to do. I hadn't declared my major or anything yet, but I had thought that was what my thing was going to be. I thought that was my major, and that's what I was going to do with the rest of my life. Where that changed is I hated sociology. I found it really boring, and it just wasn't for me. It was a lot of reading, and I thought it was, like, to me, it felt like a lot of common sense and reiteration that I didn't need, and I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't for me. No hating on sociology, or if you love sociology, but I just didn't enjoy it. I actually did end up declaring my major at the end of last semester, and I declared myself an exercise science major. I want to go to PT school. I want to be a physical therapist. So yeah, that's kind of the track that I'm on right now. I've spoken to like pre-professional advisors and my advisor, and for academics, and then for my major also, and that's kind of what we decided. So I'm really excited about this. I really want to be a physical therapist. I've had a lot of injuries in the past. I'll talk about them in my video. Which side? I literally don't know which side it'll be on, but it'll be up there somewhere, about my hip surgery and just my surgeries, so you guys can watch that. But I've been around physical therapists and physical therapy on and off for years, so I've seen what it's like on one side of it, and I think it's really interesting, and I would love to see the other side of it. Just gonna keep talking, I guess. I'm gonna start to work in the athletic training center here at Tulane to get that perspective and to see if that's something I want to do. But right now I am thinking I want to do physical therapy, which is different from athletic training. So yeah, now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'm taking a lot of science classes this semester is basically all I wanted to say. Okay, so my classes last semester, when I thought I was going to be a sociology major, I took sociology of the family, which was like basically like an entry-level sociology class. I took fundamentals of music theory because I really like music and theater, so I took that. I took elements of Spanish, so just like Spanish 2030, that's here at Tulane. That's the last requirement you need for Spanish to meet the language requirement at Tulane. I took Intro to Social Policy and Practice, which would go into the minor for sociology, the social policy minor. And then I took Fundamentals of Acting, because again, theater. And then I took a freshman like seminar class, which was Organizing Society. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, my workload was so small. Like it was light, I guess is the word, but I didn't do any work. Like I barely had any work to do. I think I had a total of like 5 papers the whole semester. My social policy class, pretty much everything we did, there was extra credit, so I think I ended with like above 100 in that class. My sociology class, I hated it. I hated that class. I'm gonna say I didn't really like my professor. It was just, I just wasn't interested in it also, and then I just thought the way the class was structured, I really didn't like it. Like assignments would be posted the night before they were due, and that was really frustrating. I did not vibe with that class at all. It wasn't a lot of work, but any type of assignment I had to do for that class, I did not want to do it. Like I couldn't do it. I hated it. Then my music theory class was basically, it was a review of everything I learned in high school for music theory. It was just an easy class that I basically already knew all the information. We had a few assignments, and like we had homework every day that we had class, so we had homework due like the next class, and I had that 3 days a week, so it was 3 days a week of homework. We had like quizzes, I guess like every 3 or 4 weeks. I think that class, if I didn't have the background that I do have in music, then I think it would have been a lot more difficult. But yeah, I really like my professor. She was cool. Yeah, pretty easy class. My Spanish class, that one was tough. That's the one class I got an A- in. It was definitely tricky towards the end. We focused a lot on grammar and like that kind of stuff. So I think we had 5 quizzes throughout the semester, and then we had a midterm and a final. We had a few projects at the end of the semester. So it wasn't a lot of work. It was more like at the end of the semester I did get a little stressed out because I did have more work than I had the rest of the semester, but it really wasn't that bad. So I did get an A- in that class. That was the one class I did not get an A in. And then my acting class, so easy, like a really easy class. My acting professor, I loved him. He was really cool, really fun. He made the class super enjoyable. And then my tides class, that's my freshman seminar, that was also a pretty easy class. I had to read certain pages. I don't know, my professor would post some readings that we had to do each week, and then we had a project where we had to find readings and present about something. So yeah, that was that class. So 1 credit class, like that one didn't take up a ton of time. It met once a week. I really liked my professor in that class too. She was incredibly intelligent and awesome. I do just want to reiterate, like, I got a 3.92, I think, last semester. 3.9, whatever. I'm not saying that to brag or anything. I'm saying that because my classes were really easy, and it was just a different situation than I am in now. And I just want to talk about the differences between my classes last semester and my classes this semester so far. So I'm in biology, I'm in evolutionary biology, and that's a prerequisite to my anatomy class that I have to take my junior year. I'm in an English class, I'm in writing. Every freshman has to take that, so some sort of writing class. So yeah, I'm in that, and that's a lot of work. I have my lab for my biology class, and then I have 2 classes for my major, and then 1 additional class. So my 2 classes for my major are exercise and sports psychology and intro to kinesiology. So those are fully online classes. So I don't ever meet for that class. For those classes, they're just online. I just have to do work outside of, like, on my own time. And there are certain due dates that I have to follow. And then I'm in an anatomy class, and it's like a basic anatomy class. It's really doesn't go that deep, but like I said earlier, I have to take anatomy. It's anatomy and physiology. I have to take 2 semesters of that back to back my junior year and do a cadaver lab. So I'm taking this to get like a little foundation in anatomy because I've never taken an anatomy class. So that is probably my hardest class, my basic anatomy class. It's probably the most work, I want to say, more just because I'm just getting into this whole science thing. Like, I was not a science kid in high school, and now all of a sudden I'm full science. So that class, I don't want to say it's more work than all of my classes last semester put together. It's just because I like to prepare for the class, so it's not like a lot of work that my professor has assigned. It's more just I want to come into class prepared, so I do a lot of studying and note-taking and reading before the class. Basically, we go over 2 chapters every week in class, so I like to have those chapters read and notes taken on those. I'll show you my notes for this class. It's a lot. So I do this for every class that I have for every chapter. Oh, can you see? I don't know, but yeah, basically these are my notes. This was on chapter, what is going on? I don't know why this is so bad, but okay, maybe that's better. But yeah, these are my notes on like cell. This was more like chemistry in this chapter. But yeah, I take notes on the chapter. The chapters are probably like 25 pages each. So it's a lot. That takes a lot of time to go through the chapter and take notes and try to absorb that information, because I want to go into the class with prior knowledge so I can understand it more and like grasp the information that he's telling us. I definitely spent a lot of time working on that class because I want to do well, and it's more challenging than all my classes last semester were. College, I don't want to say it's less work than high school. It's just a different kind of work. I'm not going to say certain majors are easier or like do certain majors or whatever, but I have taken classes in like a liberal arts type major and then a science type major, and I'm definitely doing more work for my science major. That also might be because I am at a disadvantage when it comes to science, because I don't really know what I'm doing with science as much as I did with liberal arts. I definitely have a lot more work this semester, so I'm really busy and I'm always working, which isn't my favorite thing, but I do actually like what I'm doing this semester more so than I did last semester, which is good. I do just want to reiterate the biggest difference between high school and college is you are more accountable for your work in college. Some of my professors will do this. They'll be like, okay, remember there's a paper, there's a test, next class. But like a lot of my professors don't say that. It's just you have to remember to do that. You have to have it written out, planned out, and get to it, because they're not responsible for that. It's your responsibility to do that. So it's more accountability on yourself, which I like. It is a little tough sometimes, but I am a pretty organized person, so I'm able to stay on top of that pretty well. And then also the other big thing is I had to try to figure out how to study, because I'm not saying this to like be that person, but I really didn't study in high school, and I'm not that person that's like, I didn't study and I got all A's. I did not get all A's. I just didn't really know how to study, so I was like, what's the point? I studied a lot for like one class my junior year. I studied a ton for my A-push class, and I sort of was thinking like, okay, I would have gotten the same results if I didn't study. So I just didn't know how to study. So right now I'm still going through like, okay, how do I learn how to study and how do I do this effectively, because it's just different in college. Like, it's just, you have to figure out how to study. You have to meet with your professors and ask them the questions. They're not gonna do that for you. They're not gonna give you a study guide and say, okay, here's everything you need to do, here's everything you need to do to prepare for the test. You have to do that yourself. So I'm right now learning how to study and find ways that work for myself. Like, I found a way that works for me to take notes, and I'm also adjusting that. Like, it's a lot of trial and error in college, I want to say, with how you study, what works best for you, and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm working with now. Be prepared, because it is different. I don't want to say it's harder, because I feel like my high school prepared me very well for college, and I'm able to stay on top of the work, because I don't know if I had more or less work in high school. I think it felt like more work in high school, because it was more like day-to-day stuff that I had to get done. But yeah, it's a different kind of workload and stuff like that in college than in high school. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, maybe make this video to help you guys and prepare you guys for college, because I've always wondered what the work was like in college versus high school when I was in high school, and I wanted to know what to expect. So I thought maybe this would help. I don't know. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're coming to Tulane, if you're thinking about it, reach out to me. Ask me whatever. I'm here to answer your questions. Next week I'm hoping to do like my favorite spots on campus kind of video. I'm actually really excited about that, so I'm gonna try to do like a walk through campus and point out some of my favorite spots, so you guys that are considering Tulane, maybe you can get an idea of what the campus looks like if you haven't been able to visit. So yeah, stuff like that is coming up. I think that's next week, we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you all so much. I don't know if this helped. It was kind of just me rambling on and on, but I hope it helped. If it didn't, ask me any questions you still have. If it did help, ask me questions still. I'm here to help. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Guys, we're almost at like 820 subscribers when I'm filming this now. Like, I love you all so much. I didn't expect to get here. Thank you guys for following me. I love you all a lot. Thank you so much. I will see you in next week's video. Bye.